Hello, it's Matt and welcome to Collaboration Coach. This video describes how to invite a guest to your team so they can chat, make calls, post messages and share files. First, let's understand the difference between guests and members, because these two types have different privileges and permissions. People from within your organization can join your team as members. But if you want to give access to somebody outside of your organization, they can't join your team as a member, they will need to join as a guest. So, why would you want to invite a guest from outside your org? Here's one possible scenario. Matt is a member of the sales and marketing team. Matt works with an external photographer called Bob, who needs to upload images that Matt can use for a news item that he's writing. Once Bob has been invited as a guest to the team and logged in, he'll have access to the team resources like files and chat and will be able to upload his images for Matt to use. Before I demonstrate how to do that, there are a few important points to consider. First, guests joining your team must have their own Microsoft account. You can send your guests their invitation to any type of email address, but after receiving the invitation, your guest will be asked to log in with their Microsoft account. This could be for any Microsoft service like Office 365 or Outlook.com. If they don't have an account, they'll be asked to create one, but they must log into Teams with a Microsoft account. Microsoft do have other options like Google Federation and one-time passcode, but these need additional administrator configuration, so I'll cover them in future videos. 2. You won't be able to invite guests to your team until guest access has been turned on for your tenant by an administrator. By default, it's turned off, so watch the video in the top right corner now if you need instructions on how to turn that on. 3. Inviting a guest to your team is different to inviting someone to a meeting. This video will not show you how to do that. If you want to know how to invite a guest to a meeting, then hit the link to the video in the top right hand corner now. Okay, so now that's all clear, let me show you how to invite a guest. In this scenario, Matt from Sales and Marketing will invite Bob the photographer to join his team as a guest. So first we go to the Add Members page. Choose the ellipsis to the right of the team name and then choose Add Member. Type the full email address of the person you want to invite. Then we'll see the option to add the email address as a guest. Choose that option from the drop-down. The guest will be named according to what's in the email address, which might not be very useful to your other members. So you might want to change the name of the guest to identify them more clearly. To do that, we'll press the pencil icon here and rename the guest account and then press the tick. Then you press the Add button. Now Bob has been added to the team and an invitation has been sent to his email address. So this is how I check that that's worked okay. I'll go to the ellipsis and choose Manage Team. Then go to the Members tab and expand Members and Guests. And I should see Bob the photographer listed here. Okay, so that's how it should work. Now I'm going to show you some other examples of what you might see when you add a guest, so you know what to expect when you see them. 1. You may enter the email address, but when you press Add, it says that something went wrong. The user was added, but it might take a while for them to show up in your members list. Now, in my experience, this is okay. It just means that the user's not in the members list yet, so you just have to be patient, and that guest should show up in the list eventually. Next example, 2. When you enter the email address, the user appears with the word guest in brackets after the email address or name. This is good. It means that they have already successfully been added as a guest to your Office 365 tenant. So there's nothing for you to do or worry about, and you should just see them in the members list straight away. 3. If you see we didn't find any matches when you've added the complete email address of the guest, then guest access in Teams has not been turned on. Okay, so now let's assume that the user has been added to the members list and the invitation has been sent successfully. Now let's switch over to Bob's Gmail account to see what the invitation looks like. I'm demonstrating this using Gmail as an example, but you could be using any email account. In Gmail, our guest now sees the invitation from Teams and they can click on the Open in Teams button. Teams will either open in the browser, or if the guest already has the app installed on their computer, they can use that. In this example, I'm just going to use the browser. If your guest is not already logged into Teams, they will now be required to log in. If they have a Microsoft account with the email address that you sent the invitation to, they can add the username and password here and log into Teams. Otherwise, they'll be asked to create a new Microsoft account. When Teams is open, the guest can see the channels, posts and files in that team, and they can start collaborating. So Bob can upload his photos and share them with Matt. So I hope that's all you need to get your guest collaborating with you in Teams. And if you have any problems, please review the guest access checklist that Microsoft have written. That tells you all the things you need to do to make sure guest access is working, and I'll put a link to that in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.